Play Clash of Clans today.
Remember me, I'm the one who had you, baby. Remember me, I'm the one who had you, baby.
Oh my God. Let me show you what I got. This beat is so hot. Oh my God.
Is that bullshit?
I think not. Let me show you what I got. This beat is so hot.
Hey yo, who made it?
I think God. Oh my God.
Oh shit, man.
Oh my God. Let me show you what I got. This beat is so hot. Oh my God.
Is that bullshit?
I think not. Let me show you what I got. This beat is so hot.
Hey yo, who made it?
I think God. Oh my.
off the sky onto my heart to cover up what I don't wanna show. I let you in deeper than I let anyone else before.
Welcome everybody off the music. As we are here in Brands Hatch, qualifying is just starting right now. And we are here for a second round in the FRL. No, wait, it's the third. Apologies. The third round in the FRL after Barcelona and the round in... Oh, that's a code. The round in Valencia. Here we are for the next round in Brands Hatch. GP circuit. Fabulous track for hot lap. A bit less for racing in my mind, but it's just a personal opinion. I am actually a Brands Hatch enjoyer. I think this should be the real British track instead of Silverstone, because Silverstone is Silverstone, let's say. I don't like Silverstone, okay? It's actually an awful track. I hate it. Oh, this is okay. Yeah, it's correct. It's actually a terrible track. I just hate it completely. But that's me. And Silverstone is actually awful. And here we are with the Pro with a silver number plate. At the moment we are with Alan Brown, not for a particular reason. Effectively, it's a bit random-ish. We just need to do this. Okay. So I can maybe understand better who is the first one who's going to set a lap. It's the number 23. It is the number 23. As we go for the cockpit cam, here we go into turn. Into the right-hander Sheens, into Sterlings we go, and the Carillier ways, and the little straight line, the effective only straight line in the entire circuit, since the back straight is actually, it has a turn in the middle, if you can see that. Continuing drop. See, we are on to the finish line at the Brabham straight, and the first time is at 24.4, then it's at 24.1 by Brown, that apparently goes immediately into the pits. Maybe a wrong setup it is, since Wegman already made a 23.4. I mean, the Wegman is practically a pro. Last time he was practically battling for the second place overall, not even in silver class. In silver class it was pretty clear, and then a mistake happened into zone 1, which put the car into the wall, but without too many implications for his own race. Tacchini goes very close to Wegman in the Mercedes AMG, and apparently this is the only possible battle for the top of the silver. Not because of anything, but simply because I saw the pace of Wegman, and matching him means you are practically a pro. Guaglio goes very close. Third place, but he's definitely not going to improve this lap around, since he already has a 5 times drop on himself. Wegman is sending it as we go into Clark curve. It's going to be 23.145. Best sector in every single sector. Not a single person is matching him. Only 4 people are able to go into the 34 seconds in the third sector, and Holden goes a bit quicker. Well, a bit. He actually goes for the first time since the last time wasn't a valid one, and he is currently a tenth and a half away from Wegman. He has also the best first sector, 26.8, compared to 26.9 in Wegman's current form. Also, I updated the race control, so finally I can see the best sectors, which is something. I mean, I kinda need them. He was a tenth and a half better, but he will not make an improvement. Apparently there was a mistake by Tacchini. He lost an entire tenth and a half. What happened there? I think he just missed the apex. Oh, yep. Oh, you can see the rear. Yep, that is what put Tacchini back to a difficult situation. The car number 218 with the Italian driving it is still improving. not the best improving car. The best improving car is actually in 4th now with Ulrich. Half a second away from the lead. Wegman is into the pits. And Tacchini will go a bit quicker, but he will not improve the position. He will stay in 3rd place in class. Holden already. Oh, Novak in 5th place. That's for Advisor Racing Team. Vianello is also on a good lap at the moment, 6 times away from the top of the standings. It's the effective only driver that is making an improvement, although curving is 6 times. Oh, that's the grass. That's the grass, but he still went faster. He is definitely in a good lap. So Corving is 7 times better than... Okay, never mind. Okay, yes, Corving is now in 9th place. But he will stay with this driver because at the moment he is reaching for the 2nd row. And not anymore, since he made a terrible mistake into the left-hander, into Sterling's. He will still improve. He will go in 4th place, so he will effectively stay in 2nd row, but he lost the chance to go into the 1st row. Slowing down massively there. I don't think it was a good idea, since okay, he still has one chance. He still can do it. All the drivers, as you saw, are now off the pits. Canton. Italian here into the Porsche 992. Already 2 times better in the first couple of corners. The Druids especially. It's going to be interesting. Oh, he could have gone slightly faster there. Just by getting on the brakes later. Oh, that's a bit too much. No, that's a bit way too much. He was absolutely sending it. He was an entire half a second better. He could have been in 2nd row at the moment, and he just went wide. You can see there. Completely missing the braking point. She will have to do another shot, but that was the good one. He's at the moment improving in his rate. It could be enough for, well, 5th place. Definitely a good situation for the driver in the Audi. Audi, which had a bit of a loss in popularity, since their plan of well, focusing on F1 rather than sports car, and the majority of the fans of the brand, aka me, kind of abandoned them after their LMDH retirement, effectively. Ulrich at the moment very quick. At the moment he is quite off the pace. 8th place only in half a second distance. Cassitrash goes extremely quick out of nowhere, 17 milliseconds away from Wegman. Out of nowhere, and then Tacchini went in 3rd, overtaking Holden, who is still improving a bit, but will it be enough? So Ulrich lost everything. While I was saying these sentences, he was 3 times better, and now he is barely improving. He will still make, I think, 3 places. It's going to be a bit more than 3. It's going to be 5th place, so 4 from 9th No, from 8th, so it was actually 3 places. Bergman will stay in pole, in class. Very important. Casiterash, out of nowhere, goes in 2nd. Tacchini stays in 3rd. Holden is now a PowerPoint presentation. And Ulrich is in 5th with Vianello, and then Robinson, and then Kiss, and then Novak. And then Corving in your top 10. Now it's time for the Pro class with... Oh no. Not this glitch. Okay, so a couple of cars are now a PowerPoint presentation. I don't know why this happens. Honestly, I don't really know. My CPU and GPU are not even half the percentage. So it's definitely not a hardware issue. I just think it's a ping with the server kind of situation, so I can't really do anything there. The first card that is going to effectively go here. No, Garvey is the last one actually. Voila. No, definitely not. I can set someone else. Okay, we'll go with Lucasen at this point. Out of... I really don't want to test it out too much. Although Tobin is actually closer to the finish line. So the first 3 are glitching out. I'm not really sure the reason for that. But we're going with Tobin in his Mercedes-Benz. He goes in 11th. Since Van Tielen is actually going to be the quickest on the lap. In front of Lucasen. 25 milliseconds in front and an entire half a second in front of Wegman, and then it's a bit of a drop until Eck in 5th place, another half second away. Obviously the first tranche is going to be a bit slow since you still have to hit your tires up, but it's a short track. That's the thing. Okay, Eck is going to abort his lap. That's what I was saying, it's actually a short track, so you kind of have to wait 2 laps for the tires to get in the correct temperature window. Although Van Tielen clearly missed the lesson about tire warming, and he already set an astonishing lap at 22.7. He is using everything in the track, and apparently it is paying off since his 296 is going on the limit 3 times better than himself, and it's going to be a 22.6. Oh, 22.3. Okay, it's updated. In fact, I was a bit I was slightly offset. Lucasen actually went a tiny bit quicker, but it wasn't enough. Kroes is now in 3rd, 4 times away from Van Tielen. So Lucasen in the pits, changing the tires. Eck is going to... Apologies. He's going to try, but he's going to wait another lap since he went off track there. Track limit. So lap not valid, and he's going to wait another circuit distance. He's slightly improving. Tobin is for the Aston Racing team. Following the Ferrari in front, and at the moment it would put him in 2nd row, because the gap between Wegman and Tobin is very little, less than a tenth. Going to be 5th place, so 3rd row for Tobin. Still 4 minutes to go, and the track is now optimum. So that's also why the silver class was and will be behind some pro, even if maybe they are better, but the track has been has been at an improvement phase for the entirety of the qualifying. So at the beginning it was just a fast track, and now it's already optimum. So obviously the alien class will have a better time getting in front of the silver. The alien will get in front. I am having very much difficulties with this number plate and name situation, I'll be honest, because white means pro and silver means silver for me. I'm trying to get used to it, but it's a third rounder already. I am having issue on the matter. So we'll just say Ek is going quicker. 2 times. This will put him just behind Tobin, although he is now a bit more quicker. 3 times, 4 times, 5. Okay, definitely. Oh, he went wider. He lost some time. He went on the grass a bit too much. The rear slipped off, and now he is going to get 3 times only. Well, 3 times only. It's still a good chunk, but it wasn't 4. 5th place for him. 5 attempts away from the leader. So Van Tielen still with that 22.3. Apparently even him can't match him. Cruz, after becoming a PowerPoint presentation for a couple of laps, is now in 3rd and improving. It will be enough for 2nd, but still a half a lap remains as he goes into the right corner, into Houghton Bend and then Westfield Bend. Into Dingledale, and Sheens is the next one. Over the grass. Not over the grass, so he lost a tiny bit of time, maybe going safer just to bring home the result. Probably he's not aiming for the lead, but he's aiming for Lucassen. In fact, his position is just a 10th away, and at the moment his improvement is more than a 10th. The issue is that he has to kind of hope that Lucassen is not going to improve. He goes for a 22.5, 2nd place in the standing, and still has 2 laps to go if he has the fuel to do them. Still Ek into the last corner, into Clark Curve, over the Brabham Straight, to get into 3rd place. He goes into the gravel and the barrier, so his qualifying is essentially over. Same goes for Garbi and Sanchez. People improving are Buzov in 5th, and this could be a good lap by the Ferrari 95. Oh, way too much over the grass there. He went a bit too much off the track, and he's going to... Well, this was effectively the end of his qualifying session, since he doesn't have the time to get for another lap with 10 to go. 10 seconds, not 10 minutes. Craig Lowe goes in front of the Pro Class. He goes in front of the Pro Class, and he doesn't have enough fuel to do another lap. So we'll stay in 8th. Gallo here on his last attempt, the 444, is still behind the majority of the Pro Class. No, okay, not the majority, but a good chunk of the Pro Class. Lucassen is also improving a lot, but first we have to wait for Gallo, and then it's going to be the 414. Fourteenth place for the Spanish driver, and the German here on screen goes in 2nd place in front of Cruz and 50 milliseconds away from Van Tielen, but It's going to be the Belgian in front of everybody. Just in front of Lucas, and this duo has practically been the usual in the latest. Oh, there was an impeding apparently between Tobin and Kroos. Something happened. Can I? No, okay, I can't. So this is a barrier. Good to know. Let me do the usual, just to be. Come on, okay. And then I need OBS, so otherwise I can't see anything. So here we are for. Okay, come on. So here we are in the starting grid. It's going to be a bit of a lengthy lineup to be sure. 32 drivers on the grid at the moment, and the first two are going to be Vantine and Lucassen, as practically is usual here, and Kroos and Eck are following. Then it's going to be Katie, Busov, Tobin in this lime Mercedes-Benz with honestly beautiful colors, and then Low, and then leader in silver in pro class is going to be the 67 of Wegman. Alongside it is Cassitrash, then Tacchini, Holden, Garbi in front of Gallo, in front of Sanchez. So the two are going to be one in front of the other in the team. Ulrich in front of Vianello with the 336 of Robinson in the BMW. Keys in the Audi and Novak in the BMW behind. Then it's going to be Corving and Smith following. Brown and Canabeira are going to be 23rd and 24th. Canton and Guaglio 25th and 26th Italians on the same team. Picano and Fernando are following behind, with Gonzalez and Sberla in the 29th and 30th. And then Osorio and Oreshkin complete your lineup of 30 drivers. You can see there is a bit of incline here, since it's a bit of a banked curve. Just 30 seconds to go until we are going to start the formation lap. Can I do something just to ruin? Okay, this was a terrible idea. I don't know, you could do it. I just had dinner, it was an awful idea. So we're going to wait for the hour-long 9 AM, so this means the 15 degrees are going to be higher as the time progresses. At the same time, I am going to give you a bit of a description of the track. Here we are for the start of the formation lap. Here we go into turn 1. You usually brake here on the 50 mark into turn 1, which is Paddock Hill Bend. Also, Brands Hatch in the GT World Challenge. It has to be said. Under the bridge, you basically brake when you arrive to the bridge, and then it's Druids, it's this hairpin, which is usually in second gear. Graham Hill, this left-hander, you basically brake before the curb on outside, and then you aim for the very inner. You can go a bit outside there on the... I was looking at the track. On the AstroTurf. Here we are over Surtees. A very difficult corner in my mind. You have to basically brake while turning, while looking for your braking spot. Very difficult corner. Usually make it in second gear. And then into Pilgrim's Drop. Longest part without a turn of the circuit, called the straight, effectively. And then Houghton Bend, you basically brake. It's a bit difficult to say where you brake, because it depends very much on the brake bias. I usually brake when on the 50 mark, but because I have a very rear prone brake bias, usually. Into Westfield Bend we go. You can cut half of the corner there. And it's going to be a long right-hander, because then it's Dingledale, and then it's Sheens right here on the uphill section. constantly going to the right. You can cut here over the curb completely if your car isn't too much low, because otherwise you're going to bottom out and well, the barrier is there. Left-hander Sterlings, one of the few left-handers of this circuit. To let you understand, only 3 corners are left-hander here. All the other are right-handers. Then Clark curve is the last one. Usually brake where the grass ends, aim for the inner part, and it's going to be the start of our round in Brands Hatch. Let's go a bit over the pit. The driver is getting ready for the start. As we go here over the finish straight, and it's green flag and away we go. Very good start by the leader, a bit less by the following car, which is the one of Lucas and Cruz, who was a bit quicker on the start but lost a bit of time afterwards, and then Eck just follows closely. He is possibly going to move himself in front of the McLaren as he started. Already Wegman making a couple of moves. He's already in front of Lowe and creating a gap to Cassitrash, which is his rival in class at the moment. Busov remains in front. And then, Tacchini just overtakes, well, gets overtaken actually. Gets overtaken by Gallo in the 444. For a brief moment, since Tacchini is now back in front with the inner line and is going to stay in 12th place. Holden very keen on making a move there, and nothing apparently comes off of it. All the cars in a straight line practically. Not seeing any yellow flag at the moment, which is very much a temporary sentence in my mind. A couple of cars lost sometimes. Sberla to Picano, and the train follows behind him. Although a very short train. Oh, there is a contact actually. It's going to be Novak off. Oh, the Ferrari is off the track completely in the middle. Other couple of cars getting involved, and yellow flags are out. And we're going to see exactly what happened there. Already into the pits. Does something happen there? Was it a contact by... Oh yes, it was completely a missed braking point by the Ferrari driver, and then it was Fernando not braking in time, and the chain reaction then happened with a couple of more cars there. As we go back to live, it's Wegman already aiming for more overall positions. Busov is the car in front at the moment. He was impacted heavily by the fact that the track was fast, not optimum, such that he lost definitely a few temps. Not sure where he could have been with an optimum track, but at the moment, Wegman is in 8th. I'm not even considering him in class at the moment, I'm just considering him in overall. Corbin, Picano and Gonzalez were the cars involved in the incident. Lucassen fastest race lap with a 22.597. Message is a very difficult track to make an overtake happen. In fact, the Ferrari of Busov already goes to the right of the hairpin into Druids. Bergman has to stay there and wait. This is a nice diffuser. 216 was heavily impacted. Oh, he goes for the left hand side move, and he goes position up 7th place for Wegman in the 6-7 car. Next target, Tobin. Yellow flags showing. It was a triple, not 990 of Smith. Clearly having some issues there. Just going to stay here in X perspective. Perspective, no perspective. Perspective is another thing. point of view. Okay, so it's way more easier. The gap to Cruz is very little, 3 times only, but the gap to Lucasen is a lot. 3 seconds already in the first couple of laps. Lucasen still await. Oh, there was a move there by Katie. Apparently he was aiming for a bit too much. There wasn't a gap to play with. Risking an incident there. Low is more or less there to Buzov after losing the place to... Oops, sorry. The cable went in front of the microphone. Oh, wait, there is something here. Eck has to defend against the McLaren behind. The good thing about this track is that Garby went in front from the outside to Cassita Rush. Oh, he's going extremely wide and he's going to lose a position. That's Tacchini going in front of him. And that's an important position for Cassita Rush, which actually let the car behind pass by. He then lost the car in a way. I'm going to let you see. Oh, he lost the rear and he went into the barrier. Ulrich narrowly misses him, and that car now has to limp back to the pits. I'm quite sure about that, because you see that was Sanchez also overtaking him and then Robinson behind. He is still on track, but losing position after position after position. The car there was Canavera, and then Canton actually overtakes Canavera. Side by side again, that's for 18th place. No, 19th, apologies, since this is already in 18th. This car already has a heavy damage to the front and side of the car. He was starting in second, he already lost 7 places because of that. Obviously the second hit replay that had to happen. But at the moment Canavera still in front of Canton and Guaglio. Oh, there was a contact between the teammates! Was there a contact between the teammates? I think there was. There was a tiny contact, I think, which offset Canton. That would have been a bit of a discussion intra-team. I'm looking forward because Cruz, after Eck, created a gap to KD. Now Eck is back for action, he stays behind. Oh, missed the breaking point, and they are going side by side after Surtees into Pilgrim's Drop. Ferrari stays in front at the moment, and the same can't be said for the next turn. Eck goes for the cutback, and now third place is Swedish, with Eck in third place. Cruz follows behind, and Caddy is now looking at it with a pretty interest, let's say, to the position number 4, also behind this Wegman, gaining traction lap after lap. Perché si era di Wegman. Let's remind that Wegman is a pro, not an alien, but I think that has to change since he is more and more battling for over position than anything else. At this point, he's not even battling anymore in class, he's just battling for positions, and rightfully so. He is in this little group for 6th place. Behind he has a Busov and Low. Garby follows 3 seconds behind. At this point I'm questioning if he is actually aiming a bit more than Tobben. The cars in front are just a second and a half ahead, and the only thing that precludes him to battle for 3rd place is actually this lime car. Oh, he made a fake. It was a good idea, but he missed the exit. In front of Lacazette and just set the fastest lap again, 22.3, but still he is behind Van Tielen. This implies that very likely Van Tielen's best lap has never been registered since he may have gone off track. Toppen still stays in front, but this rhythm is hurting Wegman, losing 4 tenths every single lap that passes. He has to move quicker. Obviously, I didn't say it early on, but it's very important, the undercut here, as a move happened in the backyard of the grid. The undercut. So there was a bit of a odd situation for Roshkin. I was saying, the undercut here is extremely powerful. You practically can get in front and simply become a brick. And that actually works perfectly. So, Cristian Romano's tip of the weekend, pit very early. Because that is going to be your race changer. Oh, this was a wobbly car for the Mercedes driver. As Wegman goes in outside. The next corner is a left-hander. He has to stay on the left. Can he stay there? He stays there and actually gets the upper hand on the left-hander, and it's going to be the overtake done over Graham Hill. And it's not only that, but it's going to be Surtees the next corner, and Busov also wants some of the cake. It's a 2x2x2. No, it's actually just a one next to the other, but now the other has changed the car. Busov was trying to overtake on Tobben, and now Lowe is in front of him. All of a sudden, a failed move brought him a position behind, and now Wegman has clean air. So he has to push it, and then he's going to be in the battle for 3rd place overall. So as I was saying, my tip of the weekend is to just pit at the 40-minute mark, because that will give you a very important... I'm not sure if anyone is listening to the live, but if you are, a very important improvement in terms of time compared to the cars that are still out. You will obviously have a difficult time towards the end of the race, but that's actually completely ignorable if you can play your cards well. Not before the 40-minute mark, obviously. I would go for the 37th, no, 38th, 36th, around there. A bit too late, and you could get in a bit of a trouble situation. I'm looking at Tacchini behind. Ulrich was also following Holden very closely. You can see how hard it is to overtake a car here. Qualifying matters a lot. This helps a bit with gaps staying the same. In fact, Van Tielen, although a bit slower than Lucassen, still is in front. Eck is not managing to fly away. Wegman already creating a second half of gap between him and Tobin, which creates himself a little train of free cars, although Garby is getting closer as time progresses. Canavera overtakes Cassitrash for position number 19. Could there be a response? Apparently there isn't any, and we are going to see the move back. So I think it was Cassitrash going a bit wide. Then an overtake from the outside, a very good one too. And you can see here of the hairpin, and that's Canavera making the move. I know there is a V there, but Ulrich, Olden is off. Olden off, lost the place on Ulrich, and Busov made the move on low. Apparently this happened earlier, but you can see there Holden losing the place. So I can only suppose that what happened is the same for both drivers. This group here is battling very hard with Fernando driving in the 22nd place. There could be a move by the Porsche behind him. That's Guaglio's FRS car. So this group here is practically led and also slowed down by Cassitrash. Was starting in second. He had an important chance for his championship, and yet he is in a completely different position. Oh, there is a yellow flag there. It's Tacchini's car into the wall, and also Cassitrash lost the car at the same place, at the same moment. Apologies. So everything at the same time. We're going to see Tacchini first. So he went for the right-hander over the curb. I think he went on the grass and lost the rear. Went sideways and onto the wall too. I think we can go here with the Cassitrash. No, a bit too late, obviously. So that's Tacchini losing the car. Still, Cassitrash stays off. So Fernando goes for the overtake on Canton on the left-hander. That was Surtees, and also his teammate is aiming for the very same placement. It's going to be Guaglio in front of Canton now. Tobin here in a 7th place overall, getting Busov just behind, following very closely. There's the car number 95 in the Ferrari. The leaders also were very likely aiming for a battle, but nothing happened. For now, obviously. 7, 8, 9 at the moment definitely didn't have a good race so far, and I don't think it's going to improve in any way to second place for the Ferrari driver. And there in front is also the battle for first place. These two are off the chart. 10 seconds in front of Ek in 20 minutes only. Ooh, Busov into the pits. So he actually followed my tips. Into the 40-minute mark. Going for the extreme undercut. In average, he's going to be just 5 minutes earlier. In my mind, I don't think anyone will go for the overcut. Like, it's, I won't say impossible, but it's not a clever idea to go for the overcut here. If there is a track where you don't want to go for the overcut, this is the one, because you can't really overtake otherwise. And since Busov made the first move, I think many others may follow in the upcoming minutes. The pit window, in fact, I think it's going to be from 40 to 32 minutes. And nothing over that. These two still battling, still they choose to stay where they are. It's going to be side by side with these two, and situation remains the same, low, very close to this, to the lime car there. There was a move in the mind of Lucasen's mind, but nothing concrete. There are a lot of battles going on, to be honest. I don't really know where to look at. This is where a place will look at. Oh, there was a contact between Lowe and Tobin. That was the contact. That was for 7th place. Little contact between the two cars. Although not something extreme. Ooh, yellow flags showing. 216 is stopped on track and out of the race altogether. So we'll stay with Lowe at the moment. This car here, 226 Ferrari driver, closely chasing for 7th place. And not a single person still going into the pits. A bit surprised because at the moment... okay, Holden goes into the pits. He was battling with 11th place car Ulrich, number 41. At the moment, very importantly, Busov is actually in clean air, and the next lap is going to be fundamental for the prediction of the position of that car there. Close here, that's for 3rd place. Still the battle is going on for 3rd, 10 seconds behind the leaders. .5 for Busov. So in just one lap he gained 6 tenths on Tobin and Lowe. I said it earlier. Tobin goes now in fact into the pits, possibly knowing that if he stays off too much, will not make anything out of that. Because as I said, the earlier you pit, the better it is from now on. In fact, now it could be a perfect chance for Lucassen to get into the pits and would have a blaster for the lead. Although he prefers to stay behind. Those yellow chromed details are very, very good on the diffuser. Still alpha second is the gap between the two. The German driver looked at the Ferrari's rear for the entirety of the time, and still they stay one after the other. They are likely fearing that they get into slower cars traffic, and Buzov lost 4 seconds in the last lap, 28.6. He clearly made a mistake somewhere, the number 95, so the entire plan went into fumes. These drivers are lapping 1 second slower than their best. Fernando into the pits. Canton into the pits too. I'm very perplexed, I'll be honest, because I don't really understand why these two... Okay, very likely they are just battling at this point, which is fair. They are not aiming for the overall win, they are just aiming for the battle on track, which is better for the viewers. Lucassen was trying the inside, and then outside, and then inside, and then outside, and then he stays behind. He is following Van Tillen every single time. He is a bit quicker. He just has to find a way to overtake the Belgian pole sitter. Oh, that could be the time. That sorry. That could be the moment Lucassen was waiting for. Van Tillen goes on the inside. Lucassen is going to stay on the outside. They are going side by side into the right-hander. Into the grass he goes. And Lucassen stays still behind into the other right-hander, which is Westfield Bend into Sheens. Oh, this was close to the grass. And then Sterling's left-hander. These two were very close for a moment to disaster. 32 minutes to go. And yet they stay out. Seconds behind. It is the same story. And oh, Garby. Oh, Garby's into the grass, into the gravel, sorry. Was it a mistake by himself? It was a mistake by himself. He went over the gravel into the side. Ooh, damage into the right of the car. And the pits are the direct consequence of that. Or rather, a motive more. Chance appear for the German driver, which still is behind the leader. This time he actually goes for the undercut, although tiny. Okay, he breaks in time. I'm surprised that the majority of the drivers still hasn't pitted, to be fair. I honestly thought completely different. Kelly goes into the pits. Because the undercut here is so strong, I don't understand why no one is pitting. Like, I can understand the... Ooh, Ulrich goes... Oh, there is a contact! And Ulrich's off! Pit maneuver. And the pits follow. So we're going to have a better look at these. So it's clear that Gallo made a mistake there, and then trying... well, honestly, the Bentley driver closed the door a bit too much. The Porsche really didn't have any place available. So that was on Ulrich, completely on Ulrich. Now many drivers are pitting, but again, I don't understand it. I think Tobin is going to have a jackpot there. He was lapping 23.9, faster than anybody else, except the top two. And I think it's going to be, well, certainly in front of Buzov. Certainly he's going to be in front of Low at this point. I don't really understand why the cars are going for the overcuts. Tactically speaking, that's just a terrible idea. But now everybody's going to the pizza. I'm a bit perplexed. Honest. Also here, there could be someone going for the idea of not switching the tires, although I'm not really tempted for it. In fact, Lucassen, just by going a lap earlier, made the move on Sanchez, on Van Tielen. Okay, he goes back in track and overtakes Cruz. I won't say just as expected. Low with the extraordinary pit stop manages to stay in front. An absolute miracle for the Ferrari driver. It made seconds in the pit entry. That's why now Tobin is still behind Low, although going for the undercut. So Brown still has to pit and is practically blocking the Mercedes behind from attacking Low. Not by choice, but simply because Brown is going for another tactic. Only car still has to pit and will likely go for it now. Okay, never mind. He stays out and it's going to be the Mercedes into the inside, and Brown gets overtaken there into turn 1, into Paddock Hill, and even before Druids, that's all over. And Tobin is now following closely Low. Bergman pretty in no man's land at the moment, 7 seconds behind Cruz and 4 in front of Low. Cruz is following Caddy for the 4th place. Also Buzov managed to overtake Brown. And Lucassen, now that has clean air, is definitely having a bit of a better run. Already creating a second of gap between himself and Van Tielen behind. This could be the important bit too early, mate. A bit too early there. In fact, his line gets ruined by that. Maybe I'm a bit of a struggle with this cable tonight. I'm not really sure why. Usually it doesn't happen, but tonight this cable is right where it doesn't have to be every single time. I already had more than a moment with it. So the battle now after the pizza are... That was a pizza wide for Cruz. Are isolated to some spots. We have the battle for 1st, the battle for 4th, the battle for 12th, 16th and 23rd. That's at the moment. Still can change. Although up in front, after Lucasen has been slowed down by a Mercedes behind now. Bantil is now closely following. Last lap it was a 22.8 for Lucas and the Belgian made a 22.6. Brown, I am not really sure what the plan is at the moment for Brown. Because this is beyond sense. He's still out. And certainly you can go for a special dash here because there is a mandatory pit for tires. Or maybe if not for tires, I think it is a 25 seconds mandatory pit. Ooh, there was a chance into the inside for Van Tielen. A very close one. But nothing comes out of it. We'll stay with his point of view from Lucasen's wing. Ooh, lounging to the inside. That was the move for the lead as Van Tielen went into the left-hander, took the place for a brief moment, and then Lucasen is back into the lead. Ooh, there was maybe a contact between the two drivers, and the 214 stays behind the number 414. Although similar number, completely different teams. That was very close between the two. I want to have a better look at this. You can see from the helicam. Until it goes for the braking maneuver. 1,000 years later, taking by surprise the Ferrari driver of the 414, but then Lucasen put it back in front of the Belgian driver, and that is going to stay until now. Okay, no, it stays the same with Lucasen in the 414. Last lap it was okay, it could be useless to just look at the lap now because it doesn't make any sense. The cars following are 12 seconds apart. This is a battle only for themselves. So it's clear that one of the two drivers has a better setup to brake, so it could mean softer front, I guess, for Van Tielen compared to Lucasen, or a different brake bias. There are too many things that could put that. For now, these two are still very, very close. Also, these drivers are... Oh, that was a bit off for Van Tielen. Missing the braking point. We're gonna have a better look at this. Van Tielen goes for brake. He should brake here. Oh, he definitely braked the car length too late. Went a bit off track. It's also Brown into the pits now. Going for his mandatory 25 seconds. And very importantly, now Kroos is still here. Also, these battles are not for nothing. The winner in class receives a €40 Steam gift card and a free entry on the grand final qualifier event for SRO, because yes, FRL is one of the chosen communities by SimGrid to host the SRO Community Challenge, which gives you a chance to get a spot for the SRO Finals and a chance to get the SRO Champion target. And obviously a hefty price in cash and sponsorship, I guess, but no information has been given in regard of that. Or if it has, I clearly wasn't invited to this PDF. But that's due to whoever gets the chance to get into the qualifiers. Same rules as last year, so top 3 teams will have a blast. What's the issue with having such a track is that you don't really have much space to make moves. As we are back here for the first battle, as the same happens in 4th place. So for now, Van Tielen stays behind. The same can't be said about Kroos. So last time was at 23.1 for Katie, 23.0 for Kroos. Ahead slightly different. Lucasen 22.8, 22.4 for Van Tielen. Good heavy difference between the two. In 14th place it is Sanchez and Canabeira with the former that gained half a second, and there is a car. It's Fernando. Stopping the car on track. I'm pretty confused by that. Completely honest. This battle is very close between the two, as always. "15 minutes to go, more or less 12 laps to go." And still to remain a bit spaced up. Meanwhile here, it was the move for 14th place by Canabera. We're going to have a quick look at it again. This was actually a pretty clean move. It was more Sanchez giving space than anything else. We're going to stay back to Van Tielen against Lucassen. Breaking here. A bit too late. It's just a tad bit too late, but nothing too much. It's clear that the Belgian wants the place in any way, and with 15 seconds to go, with 15 seconds to the nearest car, and 14 minutes to go. I actually want to say two things at the same time, but I failed clamorously. They can battle in whichever way, whichever way they want. And even if they lose time, not really happens in terms of danger variability, since Eki is 15 seconds behind and losing, even if these two are battling. Last lap for Ek was at 23.5, these two while battling at 23.0. So it's not like these two will have any thoughts about what could happen if Eka reaches us, because that will not be an option unless they practically crash each other into the barriers. Busov very close to Dolben here, that's what Eke plays. I think Busov slightly misjudged the braking point because he went a bit wide there. More to miss the car in front than anything else. In all of this, I never mentioned that Wegman's lead is unquestionable. Even he has a very important lead, let's say. The gap is, well, 20 seconds to the car following in class. Vianello is the second place car after what happened to the Mercedes earlier on. A bit of a underperforming round by Ulrich this time, since he is in 13th place, 4th place in class, but a lot behind the leader. As Wegman at this point is not even looking behind nor forward. As I said earlier, he's a bit of a no man's land. Even in terms of lap times, he's just in the middle between this battle here and low behind. Gaining from low, losing from Cruz. and it's okay in terms of what he's achieving. He's achieving the top of the standing in Pro Class, and that's what matters, because even Pro Class will have the same, not 40 euros but 30 euros, but the result is, the substance is the same, let's say. I don't know if this weight of, oh, there was now the Ferrari in front of the Mercedes, and Tobin is now behind, trying to cut back and losing the rear by doing so, nearly colliding with the Ferrari behind, which is actually, no, okay, it's a Ferrari. And that was Busov managing to get into 8th place. Next target for Busov is, okay, no, I don't think there is a next target. To be fair, he has to gain a second per minute, not even per lap. So Busov's plan at this point is just to endure. Ulrich goes for the outside move, a bit too much behind to try to get alongside for the left-hander up ahead for Graham Hill, and still is following closely the BMW in front. As all of this happens, look at, oh, there was a car there in the middle, it was Gallo. What happened there? So he goes for the left-hander. Oh, he goes for the curb too much, and over the barrier too. He lost the position on both Robinson and Ulrich. And the next pro in the class is his teammate in 15th place. So not a great journey nor day for the Eagles Esport. 13th and 15th. Only because of Garbi, otherwise they will be last in class. Eight to go, roughly 6 laps. The car is off. It is the number 23 of Fernando there in the middle of the track. Oh, he went over the curb a bit too much, and that's the spin that followed. And following that, it was Gallo losing the place on Canabeira too. So definitely not a great day for this team. Up ahead, Corsa is still looking angrily at Katie. And Van Tielen is still drawing the Ferrari's rear. Couple of cars into the pits. The 221 of Garbi and the 990 of Smith are the cars into the pits, which automatically are retired from the race. That was close. That was very close for Van Tielen. You can see it back here. Look at this. He went over the grass a bit too much. He was nearly losing it all. And why the camera goes back there? I want to try something in the meantime. I fear I can break things up. This track is fantastic in my mind. I did a 4-hour endurance here. It was phenomenally good. The worst thing is dealing with back markers, honestly. But it's a very nice track. It has a good flow. The problem is that you can really make any overtake, even if you have the pace. Which is detrimental for a driver that maybe he's not capable of... Oh, Tomer made a mistake! I lost the place on Vianello. Oh, he went sideways completely! What did I miss? I want to have a better look at this. So he is behind Ferrari there. I think he went wide over the curb and lost the rear. It didn't collide with the wall, which is a very important factor. Although he is a bit of a no man's land in class at the moment. 7 seconds behind Busov and 10 seconds in front of Gallo. So at this time I don't think he's really looking at something different than his own position, which is 10th overall, 8th in class. As the minutes pass by, it's plausible that we will see some last minute moves, and making one here is very dangerous, but you can gain a lot from that. So the ones to watch are Van Tielen, Kroos and Ulrich. As also Holden goes for the overtake on Kiss's Audi. Although Kiss is still on the inside, and I think he will battle for it. Oh, there is no contact between the two, but there is a Ferrari that goes over the grass, and that's going to be Kiss in front of Holden in class. So now there is one less to watch, at the very least. For me, since I have to look at the field practically. You can see behind, literal no one. In front, if the camera can like move up, okay, thanks. It's only one car, the one that he needs to beat. And yet there are two laps to go, 2 minutes and a half. Oh, there was a near miss by Van Tielen's car. That was very close. Again, not the first time we saw a bit of a brief mistake by the Ferrari behind. You can see braking a bit too late, nearly colliding with the car in front, keeping the Ferrari on track at the very least. And now he has to push extremely hard to get back at striking distance to Lacasse, not even to make an overtake, just to be in striking distance, and he has less than 2 laps to do it. 1.5 to be exact. Just behind is Kroos and the Swiss driver. They are in striking distance. The issue is that one of the two has to make a move earlier than the other. And the gap doesn't seem to help. So Van Tielen at the moment is 1.2 seconds behind. This is very likely all or nothing for Van Tielen. Just a lap to go.
Okay, the leader is on the final lap now. Give it all you can.
White flag. Brought to you by FRL. it on the gravel for KD. Now is the chance. It goes maybe for a move. There wasn't enough space, and a couple of corners already done and dusted. Paddock Hill and Druids. Graham Hill. Then Cooper Straight, apologies. Oh, over the inside he goes! Can he make it stick? Goes! Over Surtees. Doesn't make anything there. Meanwhile, the leaders are going to cross the line. It's going to be Linus Lucassen, 414 Ferrari, that crosses the line and wins the Brands Hatch GP, with Van Tillen following just behind. It's going to be Eck 18 seconds behind. And then these two, which I think will not switch positions. Unless Cruz literally launches the car. But that's very likely a no-go. So Cruz finishes in 5th place, Wegman 6th in overall and 1st in Pro Class. Another good result for the Dutchman. Lowe's finishes in 7th. Busov finishes in 8th place, 13 seconds behind Lowe. And it's going to be Vianello in 2nd place in class, with Tobin just following in 10th in class or 8th in Alien class, with 10th overall, apologies, or 8th in class. Robinson follows in 11th, then it's going to be Ulrich, Canabeira, Gallo, Sanchez, then Keys, in front of Holden, with Guaglio crossing the line last in the lead lap. Then it's going to be Novak, Canton, Sberla, Oreshkin, Brown, Cassitrash, and Picano, with Garby in the pits. What are we waiting for? I'm not really sure about that. But yeah, this was the Brands Hatch GP, an hour of racing, and the moment the championship is looking bright for Lucassen. In fact, in the standings, obviously this is the third round, so everything is a bit there, but at the moment Lucassen was, prior to this race, 1 point ahead of Congretel and 7 in front of Van Tillen, and with this round he will definitely extend the gap. Meanwhile, in a Pro Class, it was Tom Wegman leading with 7 points on Ulrich and Hackett, and another 12 to Canton, but I think after this round this will definitely help the driver in the McLaren 67. I'm just waiting for the final result to pop out. And here we are with the results of tonight's race. As you can see, Lucassen that won the race. 2.8 on Van Tillen. Wegman won in class. And then the cars that didn't finish the race are quite a few, with Osorio, Garby, Smith, Gonzalez, Tacchini, and Corvin, which didn't finish the race. So this was it for tonight. Be sure to check this channel for the next round, which is the Monza round. And Saturday there is a Suzuka 8 hours, so be sure to check it out too. In the meantime, from Chris Romano is all. Have a good evening or good night,